can you guys hear me clearly and see me clearly? If you can hear me and see me clearly, type AV, audio visual clear, or AV in the chat box. If you can hear me and see me clearly, type AV in the chat box. Okay. Sure. Okay. How many of you are seeing me for the first time, or attending my webinar for the first time? Type one if you are seeing me for the first time in the chat box. We'll use a lot of chat box if you guys are okay with it, and then we'll move forward. Okay. First time. First time. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. Jazakallah khair for all the responses. And sure. So let's get forward, correct? And why are we here and how are we doing? Please keep pen and paper handy. If you have pen and paper handy, type P and P in the chat box, because you're not here to waste your time and my time, correct? Because you're spending time together, we'll carry some value back so that you can go back, implement whatever has been discussed and spoken about. If you have pen and paper handy, type P and P, because you want to make this time a productive one. Yeah. Else go back and get some pen, paper handy. Thank you so much, Saeed bhai. Okay. How about others? Okay. PNP fun. Okay. Alhamdulillah. So I'm waiting for others also to get it, because let's not waste time, correct? Let's make use of it. And if you're really serious about going through this session, just carry pen and paper handy so that you can make notes as and when doing. The other expectations that I have is, if you are multitasking, doing two or three things at once, please stop doing it, because either that is important or this is important. If you feel this is important, then stick around. Correct? Else it is difficult to capture multiple things and you might miss a lot of the other things. Correct? Don't be a passive listener or a passive action taker. Just be somebody who is pretty much involved and takes care of stuff. Correct? Okay. Sure. Thank you so much. Let me try muting everybody. Yeah. Jazakallah khair. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the responses. Okay. So let me move forward. How many of us wants to achieve 3x visibility at workplace without compromising on work-life balance? Correct? Generally, what we talk about, generally the perception is, if you need visibility, you need to spend a lot more time at work, and that automatically compromises work life, correct? How many of us wants to have 3x visibility without compromising on your work-life balance? If you want 3x, type yes in the chat box, YES in the chat box. We'll use a lot of chat box today so that it becomes more engaging. Okay. People who wouldn't have put yes in the chat box, I assume they don't need it. If you need it, then type yes in the chat box. It is all about action taking and being in zone. Okay. So what is that we will learn today? Thank you, Jasmine. Okay. So what is that we will learn today? Okay. Or we will discover today? The first one is, how do you manage your professional presence? Because this is the thing that we generally compromise on, taking things on a casual note. And, this is where, it creates a lot of impression and perception building and all that happens. And that's when it is important to be seeking awareness on the professional presence. Another one is, how do I even get noticed at workplace? Okay. And how do I be confident in meetings? What is it that I do that I feel confident in the meetings and all that? Okay. And we will talk much more about this one. If you feel these are exciting things to discover today, type EX in the chat box. Exciting. Type EX in the chat box if you feel these topics are exciting to you. Excellent. Correct. This is what we will discover today. And most importantly, correct, I would want to say congratulations for being here. It is not easy on a Sunday morning to join a session to learn something new. That too at 11 o'clock. Correct. This is Dasara holiday and all that. Correct. And it could have been easily, taking rest on the bed or just going around or watching TV or YouTube or whatever. Correct. So with so many distractions, you chose and selected to be here. I should say congratulations for taking that move in your favor. Okay. If you're okay, can I introduce myself? If you want me to introduce myself, type yes in the chat box. Okay. Thank you, Ashwag bhai. We'll use a lot of chat box, so just be okay to share. Others don't want me to introduce. Is that so? Okay. Thank you, Jaskan. How about others? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Sure. Let me take things forward. My name is Arif Mohammed. I work as an operating leader and an assistant vice president with a company called Synchrony. I manage a team of around 250 people and that leading the portfolio and all that activity that I do. Apart from that, I also work as I lead a vertical in an NGO called PSF, Professional Solidarity Forum. And I run the way, Shahid by introduced, I also coach people and all that, correct? I run a program called Elevate Your Career, which primarily focuses or I specialize on my framework, which is called MIBP, which stands for How Do You Build a Winning Mindset? How do you influence people at work? It could be boss, it could be peer, it could be anybody around, correct? And how do I create my personal brand? Correct? In terms of visibility, what do I do? How do I carry myself? What clothing do I wear? How do I look like? Correct? All of those aspects. Another one is how do I become the top 10% of the performers at the workplace? What is it that I need to do at regular intervals? Correct? That I show up like that. So that's what primarily I focus on my framework, which is MIBP. The other thing that I also do is I'm part of this executive board which runs SD Hub. It's a skill development hub, and where we provide technical trainings free of charge, just as a offering to the community. And how do we take this life forward? Be that one change maker, where people shouldn't get restricted about what's amount that they have in their bank. Correct? Free education and then taking them forward. Correct? Along with that, I also work with MSMEs. MSMEs are medium and small scale enterprises, correct? Where as a startup you have started, but you want to expand and then scale up, is when I come into picture from building in high performing teams and how do I take it forward and all that. But why would the businessmen even trust me? Uh, do you know this Great Places to Work, which is GPTW? If you know something about Great Places to Work, type GPTW in the chat box. If you are aware of Great Places to Work, type GPTW in the chat box. If you're not aware, that I can talk through. Okay. Thank you, Parvez. Yeah. So my team of around 250 people, last year they scored me 100%. Because GPTW is a third party that comes and does a survey in your company with regards to culture, how people are, how managers are, how are you being treated at work, correct? And last year, if 250 people have scored me as 100%, it means that I know what I'm doing. I know how do I carry myself there, correct? And that's a winning proposition there. Generally, correct, on an average, people talk about 85% is what it is, but always you look at last 4 years, they have always been high 90s, and I think I know what I'm talking about. Sure. Okay, thank you so much for the time, but it is not about me. It is about you. Correct? If it is about you, then I have few more questions for you and tell me which one resonates with you. Okay. Let me pick up the first question and put it in the chat box. Okay. The moment I'm done with the questions, I'll let you know. Struggling to secure high visibility projects or promotions due to limited visibility. Are you struggling? Okay. Are you feeling overwhelmed or undervalued despite contributions and achievements that you do at workplace, where you're not getting, where you're putting a lot of efforts, but nobody seems to like value the amount of efforts or number of hours that you're putting in at work. Correct? Another one, finding it challenging to differentiate yourself from making that lasting impression on your, on your boss, peers, colleagues, whoever, correct? Also, are you feeling overshadowed by somebody who's assertive in your team and they are taking a lot of your credits and all that, correct? And where you're not able to showcase yourself? Or are you struggling to connect with your boss, clients, vendors, peers, or whoever effectively? Okay. If any of these things resonate, type that number in the chat box. And the last one could be correct. Working extra hard to prove without any recognition. Look at all these points and then type which one resonates with you. It could be multiple, it could be one. It could be 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 4, or 2, 4, 5, or whatever. But just try putting that up. That's what I'm saying, correct? It is okay to realize what is it that we are trying to make a change to.
The
Thank you so
qualification
much
to
for
check
it.
for that the job description should be at
Let me
least
mute everybody.
15, 20, 30 lines.
Sure. Okay. Thank you so much. And put that. Thank you so much, Parvez, for putting up 2 and 6. How about others? Then this session will not make sense to you if you're not able to, resonate with whatever I'm telling you. Couple of these. Instead of couple, just mention this, Khan bhai, because you're off video, and the only confession that you're doing it to yourself just by putting that number there, 1 and 3. Okay, differentiate yourself. Okay, it is okay to accept. It is because the first step to change is the step to realize. How will you realize? By accepting what is happening with you. Else we are so shy to take care of it as if somebody will take advantage of it. There's nobody here to take advantage of it. So put up whatever you feel like resonates with you. Sure. Thank you so much, everybody. Now I have few more questions that you can I'll ask you to put it up. The first one is, okay. Tell me if you, in a typical corporate world, correct? These are the belief system that we have. Tell me which one is resonates with you, correct? Will my work will speak for itself? How many of us realize my work will speak for himself itself? Visibility is self promotion. Visibility is self promotion, and visibility is solely based on luck and favoritism. When I'm talking about visibility, all the limelight going to one person, all the limelight going to, few on the in the team. Another one is visibility is only for extroverts, not for me. It is somebody else's work, not for me. I can't be in that limelight. I can't be there. Correct. Another one, my experience will get me promotions. My experience will get me promotions. Now, out of these things, tell me which one resonates with you, or which one you feel is a true belief for you. My work will speak for myself. Okay. How about others? If nothing resonates or you don't believe in any of them, you can put 0. But whatever you believe in, just put it up. Okay. Excellent. Okay. All are rare. Okay. 2, 1. Okay. 1, 5, 2. Yeah. I hear you guys. Okay. Let me break the, uh, ice. Okay. If you look at, these are all myths of corporate world. Correct. Your work will never speak for itself. Your experience will not get you promotions. Correct. And visibility is not self promotion. Believe me, these were my beliefs as well. While I today I talk about, a lot of these things, that I introduced myself, life was not the same for me as well. Correct. There was a time in my career where I would struggle for 4 years to get my first management role. And I'm talking about struggling not in terms of, just waiting and waiting for time to happen. I am talking about actively searching, actively working, being in conscious state and then working on all of this, correct? But things didn't work out. So the thing is, I thought working harder, putting in, from a 9-hour shift to a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-hour shift, day in and day out, putting everything in that, I thought that is what will get me what I wanted. But I was wrong. I felt invisible. I felt stuck despite my expertise, despite expertise at work and all that, correct? Unless I joined a program that helped me realize, correct, that it wasn't, it is not about long hours that I spent, correct? It's about showing value. I repeat, the success isn't about long hours. It's about showing value. Unless I show value, how many hours I spend will not matter at all. And that shifted and led me to where I am today. I work less hours, but I make a lot of more impact. Correct. Now I'm dedicated in helping people and taking care, and that's how I do these webinars and multiple time meeting people and then taking care of it. Correct. Again, my ask with you is not hard work, not the number of hours that you put in. What a value you create at workplace makes that difference happen for you. If this was a eye opener, type EO in the chat box. E for eye, O for opener, eye opener, EO in the chat box. Thank you. How about others? Okay, thank you. Okay. What I will tell you is don't take my word for whatever. Correct? Don't go by my words at all. So what I'll do is I'll talk to you about these amazing researches that have happened on the same thing. There is this board called the Corporate Executive Board. It's a research and an advisory firm, okay, that helps executives improve their performance. They've conducted a research on a topic of visibility, and their finding suggests that, they did this study about 1,000 executives. I'm saying 1,000 executives that they did a study, and in terms of how would their performance be, what is that they need to do, etc., etc. Correct. So these are these research outcomes that are there. The first one that I'll talk about is visible employees are 13 times more likely to get promoted than their peers. I repeat, visible employees are 13 times more likely to get promoted than their peers. Okay. The other one is visible employees are 20 times more likely to receive higher compensation than their peers. And the last one, visible employees are 30 times or 30% more likely to consider for a new job or a project or an opportunity. Okay. So these are the outcomes. Now, do you think it is necessary to be a visible employee or somebody who is visible? Type we in the chat box if you think that visibility is important at workplace. Type we in the chat box. Excellent. We will look at another research institute that really works around, correct? There is this research institute called Hinge Research Institute. Okay. Now, this what it does, research institutes does, correct? It goes to multiple working professionals and the firms, and they talk from a visibility and growth in the career or the business. Okay. So they came and there is analysis on visibility against the expertise of an individual. I repeat, visibility versus expertise of an individual or a professional at work. Correct. I love the floor blockers every time because they seem to like spread out, where exactly the problem is. If you look at the first one, it says low expertise, high visibility. Correct? This is an amazing place that somebody does not know work, but seeks lot of visibility and lot of limelight and always there around and all that. Correct? You really don't have to be worried about this because whenever there's a critical project given to that individual, what happens? They seem to like fall through crack. They're not able to perform. They're not able to take care of it. So these are the ones that really struggle whenever the important tasks are given to them. So again, if you think you need a visibility is when you opt for it, else build the expertise first, because without expertise or without core knowledge of your domain, things will not work. Correct? The other one is about low expertise and low visibility. If your expertise is really low and you have a low visibility as well, irrespective of wherever, whichever company, these are the first set of people who are laid off. While generally the term is used like, these are random picks. We are randomly letting you go. We are randomly giving you a pink slip. It is never random. Everything is all planned, looked at, and they do a value proposition and do everything before they could hand over a pink slip to anybody. When I'm saying pink slip, I am telling, you know, termination or whatever, correct? So these are the first one. Whenever the company is going through a trouble time, these are the people that are easy to let go because no expertise at work and nobody knows them as well. Correct? Now the other set of is high expertise and low visibility people. People who are really have high expertise but seem to be like really low on visibility. What happens to these people? Now you guys tell me what happens to these people. When you really have high expertise but low visibility, what happens to them? Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. Pink slip too, not necessarily because somebody is really has an high expertise, correct? No promotions. Now somebody's talking. Appraisal delayed, no promotions. Amazing. What else? No promotions. Yeah. Layoff after LELV are done. Okay. No expertise, low visibility. Okay. Overburdened with work. Amazing, Arif. You're putting up the right things one. Okay. Overburdened with work. What else? What else? This is the most frustrating block to be in. Correct? Most frustrating and overwhelming block to be in. Lot of work, no gain, no personal gain at all, no promotions, no recognitions, overwhelmed with lot of work. Everybody around knows he's an expert at it. No R&R, absolutely. Correct? Everybody knows he's an expert at it, but everybody takes him for granted or her for granted. Correct? Now the other one, high expertise and high visibility. What happens to these guys? Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. What happens to these guys? People with high expertise and high visibility. What happens to these guys? Promoted. Absolutely. What else? Paid well, promoted, sent offshore. Yeah. They will, yeah, enjoy work, game changers. They will leave for better opportunities. Absolutely. Correct? What else? These are the most happening people in the system. They are called the top 1% of the performers because they know what needs to be done, and right people know them as well. Opportunities come to them for sure. No second thoughts in those lines. Opportunities flow to them because they are headhunted. When I'm saying headhunted, these are the ones where people search for them. They fall into the right eyes of decision makers. Hence, they grow faster. Correct? And also, in short, they are called visible experts because they have expertise. They are called thought leaders. Correct? They also network with right set of people. Correct? Who are the decision makers around, and also they market their skills. Also, they market their skills. Now, tell me, which quadrant do you want to be in? If you want to be in high visibility and high expertise, type HEHV in the chat box. If you want to be in which of the quadrants, if you want to be in high visibility, high expertise, high visibility, type HEHV. Thank you, Arif, for putting it up. Yeah, Ashwak says yes to it. HEHV. Saiduddin, HEHV. Go ahead. Put it up. Yes. Which quadrant do you want to be? If you don't want to be any quadrant, it's all fine. You just need to make the right intent. Correct? You never know when that Amin comes in. So always talk good, always hope for the best, always try for the best, always think better as well. Okay. And whatever you're putting in, you never know. Correct. Thank you so much for all those. But my question is, what is stopping us from being there? What is stopping us from being there? Do you want to know what is stopping you from being there? Type yes in the chat box. Selection on the right path. Okay. Lack of training. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. The first one, very easy. Fear of being judged. I repeat, fear of being judged. It means I am hiding. Where am I hiding? Log kya bolenge? What will others think? If I open my mouth and talk about it, what will other things? Correct? What is that they're trying to gauge me on? If I say things, they will judge me as this person. That's the first one. Correct? Log kya kahenge? What will my peers think of me? The other one is lack of confidence. When I'm saying lack of confidence, I am telling you that I I don't know if I'm telling it right. Am I good enough even to tell? There are so many big people sitting on the call or sitting somewhere. What will happen if I tell something stupid? Will it work in my favor? Will it not work in my favor? It is better I keep quiet. Reputation loss on failure. Okay. Amazing, correct? If Sachin Tendulkar would have got on the field thinking he will never have a zeros or a duck out, I think he wouldn't have even touched the bat because everybody says he's a great player, but he also has ducks. He has a lot of failures on the way as well. Nowadays, Virat Kohli, correct? Because cricket and all that. Don't they have their failures? He never won an IPL after being captain of a team, India team, leading, Bengaluru side and all that, correct? And then still didn't win. If he thinks a lot and he wouldn't have entered the ground, would that have made sense to him? Correct. Communication problem. Learn it. Simple. If you learn, there is nothing which is not learnable. These are all skills. If you're playing a video game, correct? Whenever your energy is down, there's a buffer or a reward or a coin that is there. You get it, you get boosted, and you can run more. So why don't we take that booster? Simple, correct? Either you dedicatedly sit and learn, or else seek somebody's help to get it done. The other one is about this is the brilliant one, correct? Which says, I don't have time. Most laziest of the reasons that you can give to yourself. You have time to spend extra 2 3 years in the same role, but you don't have an hour a day to spend on yourself. Strange, correct? I'm okay to spend at the same salary or a little extra salary to spend a lot of time in my career in terms of years, but I don't have time to spend a little more. Correct? Shy nature. Amazing. Correct. Yeah, but do whatever is needed. I'll talk a little more about it in the coming slides. Okay. Another one is I don't even know what is my visibility goal. Everything is hazy. Everything seems hazy. Correct. Do you want to know 3 secrets or how to beat this? 3 secrets of visibility. Put it in the chat box. BIO if you want to know the secrets of visibility. BIO, not P. It's B. B. B for bring it on. Only two. Nobody wants to know. Yeah. Now it is buzzing. Okay. Thank you so much. Amazing. The first one is be seen. As simple as that, I can say, correct? If you're on calls, why are you not on video? Correct? Because you're not ready. You're not ready to be on video. You haven't dressed up yourself. You haven't groomed yourself enough to be there on the video open. And that is the only reason that you're not on video. Or you're too laid back to be ready for that call or the meeting. And why will you even be on video? Simple way, correct? I just need to be ready. Now, where is the shyness in getting ready? I don't know. Just be on video, just show up. People need to see you. And there is this amazing quote that I'll keep it as a one-liner, correct? Out of sight is out of mind. You're invisible. You're in nobody's mind. So better be there. Simple step, correct? There's no shyness in it. Okay. When you're called for meetings, I repeat, when you're called for meetings, talk because there is because there is a reason for which people have called you. They are not calling everybody to that meeting, no? What are they doing? They are calling you only when you are required in a meeting. What sense does it make to be in the meeting and not talk, not share your brilliant idea that is running in your mind, not share what is good for you, what is good for the business, not sharing what is the expertise that you get on the table? What fun in that? Okay, what's the fun? No fun, not talking. How will people know who you are? Simple, correct? You're called for a reason and you're quiet. Why be quiet? Just talk. Be responsible, absolutely. Be responsible to go back and talk. Unless there is this chip that is coming in where you can install in your mind, and it gives like a Bluetooth and all that. Correct? It gives whatever is the right answer running in your mind to others. But currently, I don't see that technology coming in. The only other technology that Almighty is given is this. This is how people tell. So you pick up the responsibility of telling the right things and be confident in the meeting and talk. You don't have to be a speaker. You just have to be a person who speaks whenever there is a point that you have in the meeting. I am not asking you to be a stage speaker, be this. I'm just asking you, be open and talk. Whenever there's suggestion asked, respond. Whenever you're called for a meeting, in the meeting, contribute, prepare and then contribute. The other one is be known. Be known for what? Be known for your expertise. Unless you take up little additional initiatives that showcase your expertise, how will others know what expertise do you have? And talk about your expertise. I am good at this one. If you tell them you are good at this one, people will know that you are good at this one. Or one way is to take talk with mouth, another one is to do that kind of a work and then put it up so that people trust you with actions. Other amazing thing that we miss on it, correct? If you're from Hyderabad, there are two amazing outlets that sell halim. One is Pista House, another one is Shah House. Now tell me, have you any time seen Pista House advertising for Shah House or Shah House advertising for Pista House? If you have seen, type yes. If you have not seen, type no in the chat box. But why no? Why should they do that? Correct? Why should they do that? Similarly, why would anybody do to you? Why should they do to you? Why should they give you all the credibility? Why should they give you, he's an expert at it? Why should others come and tell you, you know what? You are good at this one. Why should somebody tell? And why would they need to tell? Because they are known for their own. So you should also try to be knowing of your own. You should know. Others should know what you are. If you don't tell, nobody else will know. I remember in the initial days, correct? Pista House talking about we have pure honey, pure ghee that we use while making it. Now that's become a standard. Now that no more talk about it. The meat that they used to promise this is 100% this. If they didn't, how would others know? For you also, you will have to tell. If now Pista House would have said, no, I am shy, would that brand has grown to wherever it is today? Type me if you agree to this. It means type if Pista House was shy and not advertising, would you have known about what Pista House is? Type in the chat box. Yes or no. We would have never known, correct? Such a common sense. No, 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 I'm seeing all that. But why are we not talking about it? I am my own person. This is the brand that I carry, correct? The other beautiful thing is, we trust in mutual funds. We trust in share market. We trust in real estate. We trust in land. When will you trust yourself? You are the biggest asset for you and your family. If you don't trust and put up the right steps forward, who else will do? Who else will do? Because nobody else is coming. If this was an eye opener, type EO in the chat box. Okay. Let's try learning how do we practically implement whatever we've talked about. Correct? How do we gain visibility? How do I even talk about visibility and gain? First one is how do I dress up and groom myself? Okay. Do I look shabby on the calls? Correct. One, understand you need to be on calls because you're in digital era. You have no excuse of not being on video or wherever and not talk. Correct. One is dress yourself appropriately. Correct. And groom. You will have to smell good. You will have to feel confident about yourself, which is feel good. And you'll have to look good as well. I repeat, smell good, feel good, look good. No compromise on that at all. Self grooming is the way to go. People look at you and read you like that. That's a visual appearance. Who will want to go to a person who is not well kept, who is not looking good, who's looking dirty, shabby? Who would want to interact with them? So may manage yourself. Correct. If you have a long beard, amazing, keep the long beard. If you have a shorter one, keep the shorter one. All those are your religious choices that you make for yourself, but always have them in a proper order because you're taking care of those things. Correct. Another one is speak. Correct. Language in the speech. Don't shout, don't mumble. Talk properly and in a good sense. Another one is about body language and facial expressions. Don't be somebody who is khadus. I don't have a better word for it. Correct. Somebody who's always negative, talking always downside of things and not looking at the life in a positive way. You getting up from the bed itself is a gift for you. Look at the number of things that are there around you. All these are blessings. So feel happy about it. There are a few things that will work. There are a few things that will not work. But what does it give you a taste of not feeling happy and not feeling good about what you are? There are few gains that you've done in life. There are few losses that you have. Focus on gains, you'll get more gains. Focus on losses or the gaps that you have, and you'll get more of those because your focus is that's what you're attracting. That's what somebody's saying amen behind you, whatever you say. So pick up the right decision then. Think the right way. Always look positive. Always have a good and humble facial expression so that people come and approach you. Don't shy away and run from people. Go holistically with an open heart. Go meet them. That will be like welcoming always. Correct. What else from a visibility standpoint? Correct. Visually, what can you do? You wear casual clothing and have casual grooming everywhere. We've already talked about it. Never do that. You I don't need to have a six pack to look good. Whatever I am with the beautiful body that I have, just wear appropriate clothing and you're fine. Don't keep those unnecessary beauty standards that the world has defined and demean yourself and compare yourself with others and feel low or lesser than others. That's not needed. Correct. And sometimes you go and buy this impulse buying. Correct. There's a function coming, there's something you go and buy impulse. Don't do that. Buy a constant brand that you would want to carry. Buy a certain clothes at a regular interval, probably 2 months, probably every month. Put some budget around, go shop and get put your wardrobe straight. People, when they look at you and when they interact with you, they should see happy. Correct. Yeah, this guy maintains himself well. Always round neck t-shirts and sweaty and all that. Don't do that at all. Round neck t-shirts are most casual t-shirts that you can ever wear to any office or any call. Most casual. Never do that. Another one is, you either focus on looking pretty or stylish or you're hiding yourself. Don't do both. Don't look too stylish. Don't look too, somebody who's hiding from people. Be normal. Whatever you can manage yourself, whatever you can carry, you can try doing that. The other one is you copy the influencers, and I don't think we'll do that, but don't copy anybody else. Just wear clothing that suits you well and then take it for. No too skin tight, no too loose. Appropriate clothing that fits you well and carries you well. Just wear them and then you are fine. Correct. That's visually. How about verbally? Correct. Verbally, if you look at it, you remain quiet when you're really in the meetings. When you have a valuable opinion to give, just open up and talk. The other one is you interrupt. Now it's time for you to talk, correct? And somebody else is already talking. You don't interrupt them. Let them finish their thought. How much ever stupid that they are talking, let them finish their thought. These are basic manners and etiquettes. Let them finish their thought and then you start. Another one is if somebody interrupts you when you are talking, you don't stop. You continue your conversation. The other person will keep quiet. I repeat, when you started to talk and somebody else is interrupting you, you continue to talk. That is you being assertive on the call. If somebody is not allowing you to talk, you pick up the responsibility as putting the right word across and talk. Unless it is your boss, super boss, whoever. Else your peers and all that, I think you should just finish your thought. When others are talking, let them finish their thought. When you're talking, take the responsibility of finishing that thought and not keep quiet because somebody interrupted. Tell me whatever I am telling you, is it making sense? If it is making sense, type MS in the chat box. Excellent. Thank you. Another one, correct? We are so busy in talking about apologetic, correct? I am sorry. I might be wrong, but this is the opinion that I have, correct? Did that make sense to you? Did you hear? I don't have to be sorryly putting my thought or an idea. Hey, I have a thought. Let me talk about it. Hey, probably this will work. Put up your thought, correct? Don't say I am sorry. I may be wrong. Why negative thoughts? Just put the positive words and then move forward. You're there to you are there so that you can contribute. Else you would not have been called. Another one is you think you are assertive, but you are aggressive. It means you're not letting anybody finish their thought or the conversation, and you're just putting everything there. Correct? Need not be. Just slow down, give opportunity to somebody, and you also take confidently opportunity and clean it up. Okay. Now, vocally, how do we lose our visibility or give away our visibility? One, talk in high pitch. You're talking to anybody, you're shouting and talking, not the right way. And mumbling, you're talking within you. Somebody on the opposite can't even hear you. They'll have to put lot of attention to hear you. What point? Correct. Another one, you speak softly all the time. At office environment, that does not work. You'll have to be both little assertive and sometimes soft, sometimes, just gel around and then meet around. That's all common, not natural, correct? Don't be too soft, don't be too hard. Just be there. Correct. You speak too slow. Don't speak too slow, people will sleep in your conversation. Correct. We talked about you being assertive and all that. Okay. Another one, let's move on this one, correct? How invisibly you will, you're not there, you willfully are not there, but how do you create impressions? And that's how you lose your visibility. First thing, you don't take actions. You delay, procrastinate, and give excuses. People are not here to listen to your excuses. People are here to get the work done. So get the work done. You don't really have to, give excuses. Excuse comes after a deadline is the deadliest thing to have. Give the problem before the deadline, lot before the deadline, so that the other person gives you an idea and you collectively meet the deadline. If you come back and not do the work and miss the deadline, it's an excuse. And don't give excuses in the business because that does not work at all. Another one, you focus on problem instead of finding a solution. Everybody knows there's a problem. That's why they appointed you. That's why they appointed you to do it. Figure out a solution mechanism. You have a thinking brain, think about how can I, what can I do? Another one, you have a casual attitude towards everything. अच्छा ठीक है चल जाता, देख लेंगे बाद में, कुछ भी चल जाएगा, कल देख लेंगे, अच्छा ठीक है भाई होने दो जो होना है. Very casual, correct? And this is the most deadliest one, correct? Where we talk about when you need to say yes but you end up saying no, or when you need to say no but you end up saying yes to everything, like that. If your boss is coming with a tight deadline and all that, you can't say, you want to say no, but you can't say no because he's come up with an emergency. So what do? You buy more time. This is what I am doing currently. It is okay if I can postpone this and take your work as priority, or can I push your work later and let me finish this one? Ask, communicate, check, prioritize, and then take up that action depending on whatever he says. Going back and doing he says or she says. But you're delaying it, correct? But unnecessarily don't say yes to everything. Seek approval from others, no, for everything you're talking from X, Y, Z things. And then you know what? Is it okay? Is this mail good? Can you proofread? Did I do good on the call? Did I do well in the meeting? You don't need approval seeking, correct? Just be confident you delivered what you had to deliver and you're done. Let me know if all this is resonating with you. If it is resonating with you, type R in the chat box. Excellent. Thank you so much. Should I talk to you about what are the ABCDs of visibility? Just to sum it up, type BIO in the chat box if you want to know what are the ABCDs of visibility. Sure. Okay. Appearance really matters, and you need to take care of yourself well. From your shoe, from your head to toe, everything. Polish your shoes, be well kept, smell good, look good, feel good. Another is behave well with people. Don't be a narcissist. Don't be a guy who is khadus. Behave well with people, treat people well, give them importance. Even if they are of low importance, give them importance. Another one is communicate well. There is nothing called shy and extrovert and all that. It is all the things that are made. It is okay, you're sitting in your comfort, but nothing happens in your comfort. Correct? It is okay to communicate because others also understand the language of communication. If you tell, they will know. If you don't tell, nobody will know. Nobody assumes things. Another one is have an amazing digital presence. LinkedIn is one of them. And then have your presence there and let the presence be visible. Sure. If all this thing was a mind blowing, type MB in the chat box. Okay. That's what I had for today. And thank you so much for the invite. One last question that I would want to ask you is out of 1 to 5, what rating would you give in the chat box for this session? Put it up in the chat box. Okay. Thank you so much for that, love. Okay. That's what I had for today. Shahid bhai, over to you.
Jazakallah.
Yeah, cool.
Very insightful session today, mashallah. And very engaging participant. Hope everyone enjoyed the time today. And if any questions, if the participant they wanted to have, so I think we can take some questions.
Sure.
Is it fine for you? Okay.
Go ahead.
So if you
Anybody
have
who
any
has a
question,
question, sorry. Go ahead, Shahid bhai.
yeah. If anybody has any question, you can post your question in the chat box as also. And otherwise, if you can unmute yourself and wanted to ask your question directly, that is also okay.
Anybody has any? This is an opportunity, correct? You are here, and then the question is asked to you. You take up this, and then you take up the responsibility to ask a question. Any point, anything that you have, it's playing on your mind. You can.
Assalamu
Go
alaikum.
ahead.
This is Hifzan Sharif.
Walaikum.
So
Walaikum salam, Rifaz.
the
Go ahead.
last slide where you had mentioned about the ABCD of visibility. I wanted to know about the last D, where you said about the digital footprint, and the one main resource you said is LinkedIn. So any suggestions you want to give, like how can we improve our visibility over there? Is it only updating all the details and or being active, or just wanted to check with you how good we can improve our visibility on the LinkedIn?
Correct. Currently, what we do is, we just keep quiet on LinkedIn, correct? As if you're not there at all. I'll give you some stats.
Okay.
There are 1 billion users in LinkedIn. 1 billion. Ideally, 2025, middle of the year was the target that LinkedIn set for themselves to achieve that 1 billion users. They're already achieved it now. Right? We haven't finished our 4th quarter yet. It means there's so much that is happening on LinkedIn. And what we do generally, we don't communicate at all. Neither we like, nor we comment, nor we do anything. We just read and then move forward. Only 7% of the users, either they like or they leave comments. Only 1% of the users try posting on LinkedIn. You can just do all the 3. If you like something, if you read something and like, just hit a like button. That's okay. Correct. And if you feel something like that, there's ChatGPT. There are multiple, AI tools that are there that will refine your English and they'll put it up. Correct. First, tell them, what is it that you want to tell, and let that refine, copy and paste it. At least you'll be able to, put up a comment and all that. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Also connect with people around and all that. Correct. You already have my LinkedIn profile as well. You can connect and talk and chat as well. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Jazakumullah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Yes.
Please,
Please do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It was a wonderful, it is a wonderful session actually. But what I see is you have spoken more about the corporate level, but most of the organization or the community members, they are into small businesses where these kind of attitude has not been taught neither at their home nor in their colleges, and they have never tried to maintain or learn it. So it is very difficult for a small time organization. I'm talking about any organization having employees of 10 to 25 or 10 to 30 employees.
Mhm.
It becomes very difficult for if there is a highly learned person and if he's trying to teach them or bring to their notice all of the points what you have mentioned. I have seen it, there is a lot of resistance to take up this kind of attitude actually. So how do we go about it for such small organization or startup companies?
Okay, good question, Kiran. Whenever boss says something, it is always troublesome. Especially if it is an owner, it is double troublesome because they are asking you to work. Correct. The other thing that you can do is you call these external speakers and have them speak and then try talking about it. So you become a neutral person, you introduce and then you move out. You say, hey, there's a trainer that is coming in who's going to give you a training on that. We are investing in your training and all that for your growth, your development. Correct. And then you introduce that and then you move out and then let them create the magic in the room. Correct. With that, what happens is for them, it is more of companies given opportunity to learn. Another one, they'll get a lot more insights about how do they need to manage and all that. And it will not look bossy from a owner standpoint.
Mhm. Okay.
Else it always, sends that message of being a bossy. Correct? अरे ये करो बुलाना मैं ऐसा करो बुलाना ऐसा कर सकते ना ऐसा क्यों नहीं कर रहे. So this is typically what we tell. Correct? But somebody on the other end is somebody who's lifting the work. Correct. And when you're lifting, when I'm doing a lot of things and you tell me, I get irritated. That is natural reaction. So what you do is instead of you telling, you have somebody else pass on the message.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Hope that answers your question. Yeah.
Yeah, to a lot of extent, yes. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. And that's how correct. All these multinationals also, what do? They have the bosses, they have their leaders right at the top. They can come and tell, correct? What do? They call an external speaker to pass on the message. Sure. Okay. Thank you so much. Any other questions? But thank you so much for bringing that right up, Saiduddin. Yeah.
Yeah,
Said.
I think a couple of questions on the chat as also you can just take a look.
Okay. How about going for any certification for growth? Okay. I have two answers. I can talk about this one, correct, Han bhai? Because I don't have your complete name, then I'll talk about this one. First thing, are you running away? I have a typical hard boss and things are not working out with me. The easier way is I can go get the certification, change my job. Or everything is working fine and I want to enhance my skill set and that's what I'm doing it. If you're doing the first one to run away, it means there is a skill that you need to learn how to deal with people. And once you learn that skill correct, what will happen is you know what to do and how to do things. And then when you go and pick up a certification, all that you can grow for sure. And without certification also, I've seen people growing. You can opt both, but learn how to deal with people. If that is the challenge that you're facing, don't run away from that. You can, I can approach somebody or whatever, correct? Figure out another way, correct? Mentoring, coaching, whatever you can opt for. But learn that skill. Once you learn that skill, it will remain with you throughout your life. Else, what will happen is you pick up a new certification, you go, again, you face the same problem, you run away for another certification. You don't want to play that game. You want to play a confident person who is playing on his strengths. You are not the one who is running away from the challenges. Think about these two things and accordingly pick up the skill that you want to.
Thank
And
you.
certifications are good to do. Yeah, you're welcome. Sure.
Yeah. So I think a couple of other requests are also there for other sessions on resume building and all. I think EMFID already hosted such sessions. We can go back to the recordings. The recordings, you can find it in tiny URL. I'm just posting here.
In the chat. Okay.
Yeah. So all these recordings you will be finding there, and even this session recording will also be there in a couple of days there. So among the participant, if you are expert in any technology or anything you want to share through these webinars, you can reach out to me and then we can have a slot for you also. Or
Okay.
if you have any other ask, you can just come back to us. Yeah, how to get
Sure.
mentorship from whom? So for which you want. So-
Shahzad, just one, if
Yeah.
you can network with all the members who are attending, just if we can request a LinkedIn account, LinkedIn profile to be shared in the chat.
Yeah. In the invite also it is there. I'll try to, or Arif, if you want, you
Yeah,
can just share here.
I can pick it up and then put it up.
Okay.
So here is my, LinkedIn profile. It's there in the chat box. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Got it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Jazakallah. If no
Why
further
Yakub?
question, then we'll end the session here. Thanks to everyone for taking out your precious time, especially Sundays are busy with the family. But still, if we are taking out time to take our career further, so I think that means we are serious about our own self, which in turn is going to help others as well. Because when we are considering about our growth, which in turn is helping family, other people as well. It's a good thing
Thank you
we are
for the
doing. I
session.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite insightful.
Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, and take care.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah, Arif bhai.
Why
Assalamu
Yakub?
alaikum.